welcome back to the channel, boys. Welcome back for another episode of Fantasy Unlocked. This is your FPL series, your weekly FPL series, where I give you guys tips and tricks on how you should set your team up for the upcoming game week. Game week number 3 is up the bat. Let's go. Before we get into anything though, I want to say thank you guys for all the support that I've received over the last 2 weeks since the series has started. I would also like to tell you that we are so close. We are 2 subscribers away from 100. So if you are new here, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, might as well hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload from me. That being said, let's go straight into the video. But before we go into game week number 3 and the team selection and everything surrounding that, let's take a look at what happened in game week number 2. Let's go. Alright, so in game week number 2, I scored 71 points, which is not bad. It's not bad at all. However, I expected much more, especially from a couple of players. I think everybody has Salah and Bruno Fernandes, and I think we expect much more from Salah and Bruno Fernandes than a combined total of 4. Besides that, I think Wilson let me down quite a bit, as well as Ayling, getting me only 1 point each. How did Livramento get only 1 point? Wasn't he man of the match? Anyway, whatever. We move. Anyway, I think the rest of the team gave me some decent amount of points. Arnold Shimikas did extremely well for me, getting in both getting assists in that game. Rafinha and Mahrez coming on and scoring a late goal, and Antonio having one of the best game weeks of his life, obviously breaking a Premier League record and bagging in 2 goals as well. So a big week for him. I think he's been the most transferred in player this week. So I mean, if you have him, you are laughing away to the bank. If you don't, man, you need to get him ASAP. But let's look at the league right now. I am sitting on 10th, which is not the best. Very poor. I dropped. But let's look at the top 5. We have Gavin Anthony sitting on at the top of the table. Man no talk, man a rap. Okay, man. Okay. Let's look at his team. Okay, he's got Sanchez in goal, Amati, Shimikas, Luke Shaw, Son, Fernandes, Benrahma, Salah, Greenwood, Ings, and Antonio. Yeah, okay. And he scored 75 points. He got 75 points? How is this guy sitting on top, bro? Alright, next up we have Aniket, Lil Uzi Havertz. Let's look at his team. And he scored 85 points. Decent. He's got Sanchez in goal. Arnold, Soufal, Luke Shaw, Shimikas, Salah, Pogba, Fernandes, Benrahma, Ings, and Antonio. And Bissouma on the bench as well. Good team. Alright, then we have Elvis Rodriguez, bro. My main man. His team name is Wingardium Leviosa. Alright, let's look at his team. He has Sanchez in goal, Luke Shaw, Arnold, Shimikas, Son, Greenwood, Mahrez, Salah, Rafinha, Antonio, and Ings. Solid team. Scoring 89 points in the last game week. Very good week for him. Now let's look at number 4th place. We have Anston with Oaks Monroe. The team is Sanchez in goal, Shimikas, Alexander-Arnold, Luke Shaw, Benrahma, Fernandes, Salah, Gundogan, Mahrez, Antonio, and Tony. Another solid team. 78 points. Not bad at all. And then you have Asian Bottas, Liam, who has scored 75 points, which is very close to mine. Not bad. He has Melier in goal, Shaw, Alexander-Arnold, Shimikas, Ayling, Fernandes, Salah, Benrahma, Havertz. I'm not sure about Havertz. Obviously got 3 points, but still I'm not too convinced by him, just because of his lack of game time. Ings and Antonio to partner that striker, to take up the striker roles. Up front he has Stones on the bench, Brownhill, and Pericard. I mean, luckily he didn't play Stones. He scored 0. He didn't feature in the game, did he? Yeah. That's why I don't have any Man City. I mean, so I don't have too many City players or too many Chelsea players in my team. I don't have any Chelsea players, honestly. I never know who's gonna start. So anyway, All right, let's get on with week number 3. Let's look at my team selection for week number 3. Alrighty, let's look at the fixtures coming up for week number 3. We have some interesting ones here. Man City versus Arsenal is the first game. Big game. So I think you should stock up, and I think it's time we stock up on some City players actually now that I'm looking at the fixtures. There's some tasty goals there. You just know. Arsenal are a shell of a team. They barely have any players on the team, who are fit and ready to play 90 minutes. So I think it's just going to be Man City railroading these guys. Aston Villa versus Brentford, Brighton, Everton, Norwich versus Leicester. That should be interesting. Norwich versus Leicester. Let's see if maybe if you have Vardy, I think you should play him. Iheanacho, play him. Who are the big hitters from Leicester? Barnes, if you have Harvey Barnes. I don't think too many players have invested in Harvey Barnes. I think he did well in the Community Shield game against Man City, but I think a lot of people were very disappointed with him with the start to the Premier League, the FPL campaign at least. So if you have him, play him. If you don't, I wouldn't suggest buying him. West Ham versus Crystal Palace. That should be another good game. Antonio will be looking to exploit that Crystal Palace defense. So if you do have him, you just know he's going to be bagging in goals. I'm actually considering captaining him, considering that Liverpool are playing Chelsea being a very defensively solid team, and Liverpool now having Van Dijk back with their complete team, they would probably be a tougher team to play against than last season. So that being said, I don't know, might end up being a 1-0 draw, might end up being a 0-0 draw. I do not expect much from that game, so I'm not totally expecting too many things from Salah honestly this week. Man U versus Wolves could be a decent game for United if they manage to break through. I know Wolves have suffered a lot in the first 2 game weeks, although they put up decent performances in the attacking end. Defensively they were very poor, so I think Man U is definitely looking like the favorites in this game. Bruno Fernandes especially. I think I might end up captaining him. So I'm in kind of two minds right now. Should I captain Antonio? Should I captain Bruno? I guess we'll see. Now that we've looked at the fixtures, let's get on to the team selection. In goal, I've gone with Sanchez. Obviously, I'm sticking with Sanchez. He's been decent in game week number 2. Game week number 1 was not the best week, but I'm planning to stick with him for a very long time. I don't want to spend much on keepers at all. I want to have a 4.0, 4.5 mil keeper, bringing in decent amount of points every week. That's my plan. I want to spend money elsewhere in my strikers, in my midfield. I really want to try getting Lukaku in at some point, maybe when the fixtures for Chelsea are much more easier, maybe playing Nick Norwich and Burnley's and things like that. That's when I'll probably bring in Lukaku. But for right now, Danny Ings is the priority. So we should see how that works out. In defense, I've gone with Alexander-Arnold, Luke Shaw, Duffy, and Amati. Obviously, now you guys are looking at some changes. I have utilized my 2 free transfers and brought in Duffy for Shimikas and Amati for Ayling. Ayling didn't really provide the return that I expected from him in the first 2 game weeks, not at all. But I was actually watching the Leeds games, and I didn't really like what I saw too much from the way they were playing. Even though they weren't playing the best opposition, they should have been playing their original fast-paced, quick transition style of football, which I didn't really see too much of. So either Leeds have been weakened slightly, or teams are trying to figure them out. I think personally it's the latter, because Leeds have had a decent preseason as well to prepare for the new season. So given that, I think teams are starting to figure them out a bit more and starting to hold back and push back deep into Leeds' half to prevent Ayling and Harrison making those darting runs that they usually make by punishing them on the counter-attacks. That being said, I do think that Leeds still have a good counter-attacking style of play, which favors players like Bamford and Rafinha. So if you have Bamford and Rafinha, I think you should stick with them. I do not think that personally, I don't think the defense is very great to begin with. I don't think you should consider bringing any of the defenders in. Ayling provides a lot of assists. He provides the occasional goal, and That was my initial reason for bringing him in, and since he didn't really fulfill any of those criteria which I brought him in for, I decided to take him out and bring in Amati. Obviously, Amati didn't have the best week last week. He didn't get to play even. He got 0 points, but I think he's solid defensively, and when he does play, I think he does keep a clean sheet more often than none. Duffy, I think I don't have to say much because he's been, I think, the highest scoring 4.0 defender this season already. And it's only 2 game weeks, but he's been scoring a lot of points and bringing in huge returns. Now Shemikaz might be heading back to the bench after Robertson has been medically cleared to start against Chelsea. We shall still have to hear from the main man Jurgen Klopp as to whether he's actually going to start, but I just don't want to take the risk and keep him on the bench, so I decided to change him up for Shane Duffy. So that's my defense right now. Let's move on to the midfield. I've got on the midfield 4 of Salah, Bruno Fernandes, Rafinha and Mahrez, retaining the same midfield 4 as last week, and Bruno Fernandes gets the captain's badge. I decided last minute to change it to Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno has been one of the most safest bets in football in the last 1.5 season. I think personally, in looking at him from a rival football team point of view, I absolutely hate his guts because of the way he scores so often, because of the way he assists so often, because of how good he is. And it's hard to admit it as a rival fan, but it is what it is. He definitely brings in returns every other game. You can always expect him to come up with something in the game. If not, it's probably a blip. It's probably a blip, honestly. So, against a Wolves team that doesn't look too impressive, Adama Traore might be heading out to Spurs to join his ex-manager Nuno at Spurs, and so he might not even feature in the game. Who knows? Maybe it could be his last game. We don't know right now. We don't know. But if I had to bet, I would say Man U win that game comfortably. And so that's why I give the captain's badge to Bruno Fernandes. I already explained why I'm not giving Salah the captain's badge. Let's move on to the strikers. And the bench strikers, I have Wilson and Antonio rating the same strike partnership as last week. I'm not playing Pookie anytime soon because he's playing... who's Pookie playing? Norwich is coming up against Leicester. Alright. And on the bench, I have Foster, Livramento, Gilmore and Pookie. Obviously not playing the Norwich boys right now. They are still suffering quite a bit, taking huge defeats at the hands of Liverpool and Manchester City. So now they are playing Leicester City, so it's not another tough game for them. So definitely they're going to sit on the bench for a bit till they have some better fixtures. Alright, so that is the team for game week number 3. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this team. What do you guys plan on doing? How do you guys plan on using the free transfers if you have not yet used them? Let me know down in the comment section below. And while you're at it, make sure to like the video if you do enjoy this kind of content, and if you are new and you enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps out, and we're so close to 100, so help me reach that even number. It's really annoying me. It's really annoying me that it's stuck on 98. But anyway, we move. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will leave a link to the league down below if you do want to join. It's only been 2 game weeks, so I mean, I don't mind. I decided to keep it open for the next week or so make sure if you want to join to head down to the description below. The league code will be there, and make sure to tune in for the prefix episode tomorrow evening as Chelsea take on Liverpool at Anfield. Big fixture for Chelsea, and a lot more to come from football in general. I think it's been an exciting week, more than exciting. This has been a wild week for football. Obviously huge transfer news coming in from all over the place. Obviously the Ronaldo transfer to Man City is huge. How that affects our FPL teams is yet to be seen. Kylian Mbappe possibly moving to Real Madrid on a 170 million deal, which is absolutely wild. I thought Real Madrid were broke. I don't know how they managed to get 170 mil, but sure, man. This FPL will demand a lot of changes, a lot of adaptation. We'll have to constantly be adapting our teams to maintain our scores, to improve our scores, and so the best thing you can do is stay tuned to the channel, because I will make your work slightly easier. That's the plan, at least. So tune in every single week for an FPL video where I can give you guys my tips, my tricks, and how you can maximize your profits and FPL, and have a good scoring week. Have a good FPL season for once in your damn life, man. Alright, so that has been it for today's video, and I will see you boys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.